Welcome to today's podcast. We're diving into an important topic: President Donald Trump's efforts to save Social Security and the question of whether his actions are enough to prevent benefit cuts. There's been a lot of discussion about his plan, and the stakes are high for millions of Americans.
That's right. Social Security is such a crucial part of the retirement system. Many rely on it to make ends meet. Trump has claimed he's saving hundreds of millions each year for Social Security. But how much of a difference is that really making? Is it enough to stave off cuts?
Exactly. It's one of those areas where the numbers sound impressive. But what's really behind them? Let's break it down. First, Trump's actions have reportedly saved the program hundreds of millions of dollars annually by cracking down on waste and fraud, as well as cutting back on certain administrative costs.
Right, but it's important to point out that while saving money is great, the long-term viability of Social Security isn't just about saving on costs. It's more about ensuring the program has enough funding as more and more baby boomers retire. The math doesn't always add up.
True. The real concern is the trust fund. Social Security relies on a trust fund that, according to projections, will run out of money by the mid-2030s unless something drastic is done. So, while cutting waste and fraud is a step in the right direction, it doesn't address the bigger picture.
No, and that's where things get tricky. If the trust fund depletes, we could see a reduction in benefits for retirees. Trump's plan hasn't really offered a clear solution to that looming shortfall. Cutting waste helps, but it won't be enough to solve the funding gap.
Exactly. And another issue is the political reality. Cutting waste and fraud is often a popular talking point, but actually raising the payroll tax or adjusting the benefit structure, which might be necessary, is far more controversial. It's hard to imagine any politician wanting to touch that.
Yeah, those types of changes would be a hard sell to voters, especially when so many people depend on Social Security as their main source of income in retirement. But then we're stuck with the question, what other solutions are on the table?
One idea that's been floating around is increasing the Social Security payroll tax. Right now, the tax only applies to the first $160,000 of income. If that cap were raised, it would bring in more revenue. The challenge is, of course, convincing the public that it's worth it.
Absolutely. Increasing taxes isn't exactly a crowd pleaser, but some experts argue it's necessary for the program's sustainability. The problem is there are always concerns about how that would affect the economy and whether it would be fair to people who already contribute a significant amount.
And let's not forget the other elephant in the room: benefit cuts. As tough as it is to imagine, some experts say that reducing future benefits might be the only way to keep Social Security afloat. But that's a political landmine, especially given how much people rely on those checks.
Right? It's a real balancing act. On one hand, you have the need to protect current retirees and future beneficiaries. On the other, you have the harsh reality that without reform, there's no guarantee Social Security will be able to pay full benefits down the line.
And the conversation doesn't just end with Trump's plan. There are other proposed solutions, too. Some say we need to raise the retirement age. Others argue for more investment in private savings accounts. But those ideas also come with their own set of challenges.
Raising the retirement age sounds like a simple fix, but for a lot of people in physically demanding jobs, that's a hard pill to swallow. They might not be able to work longer. And private savings accounts sound nice, but the idea of people relying on the stock market to fund their retirement is risky for those who don't have enough to invest.
It really all comes down to finding the right balance. The goal should be ensuring that Social Security remains a safety net for those who need it most, while also making sure it's financially sustainable in the long term. But that's no easy task.
No, it's not. And with political polarization, finding that common ground seems more difficult than ever. Everyone agrees something needs to be done, but no one can seem to agree on what that something is.
And that's where the frustration lies. We have a looming crisis, but the solutions are tough, and no one wants to make the hard choices. Trump's plan to save millions is a good start, but it's definitely not the whole solution. It's a complicated issue with no easy answers.
And ultimately, Whatever happens, millions of people are depending on this system. As we move closer to that mid-2030s deadline, it's crucial that lawmakers, no matter their party, focus on finding sustainable solutions. It's not just a political issue, it's a human one.
Agreed. Let's hope the discussions around this issue get more serious and that practical solutions are put forward before it's too late. Until then, we'll have to wait and see how things unfold.